Hey there, mystery enthusiasts. Welcome to our temporal adventure. Let's look at a moment frozen in time. First up, the setting. It was a bright afternoon in a quiet neighborhood. Nothing unusual ever happened. People were walking their dogs, shops were open, and traffic moved like any normal day. Security cameras recorded the usual uneventful routine. Next, the anomaly. At exactly 2:17 p.m., a man in dark clothing appears on camera. He walks with purpose, but no one around him seems alarmed. He blends in perfectly with the afternoon crowd. Then, the shift. Within minutes, this ordinary street becomes the scene of an unexplainable event. The footage is our only clue to what happened. What did the cameras see that day? Finally, the mystery. What could this single individual do to change everything in a flash? The evidence is waiting to be uncovered. That's a quick tour of a baffling moment in time. First up, the victim, Daniel Harper. This 34-year-old local businessman was known for his quiet and hardworking nature. Friends say he was a man who actively avoided trouble, making what happened next even more shocking. Next, the scene of the crime. That fateful day, Daniel stepped out of a cafe, pausing by his car to check his phone. He appeared relaxed, completely unaware of the imminent danger that lurked nearby. Then there's the perpetrator. Someone had been meticulously watching Daniel, a shadow in the background. They were patiently waiting for the perfect, unguarded moment to strike, turning a normal day into a tragedy. That's a quick look at the puzzling case of Daniel Harper. From across the street, he reappears, a figure cloaked in anonymity. With his face partially hidden under a cap, his identity remains a compelling secret. Next, his calm and controlled movements. He crosses the road slowly, a deliberate pace that sets him apart. He blends in with the other pedestrians, a ghost hiding in plain sight. Then there's his unwavering gaze. Investigators note his eyes never leave the target, Daniel. This intense focus suggests a calculated plan and a singular, chilling purpose. The location was also a factor. Authorities believe he studied the area meticulously. He seemed to know where all the cameras were positioned, expertly avoiding most of them. Finally, the unexpected clue. Despite his careful planning, he didn't expect such clear footage to emerge. This one mistake provided the crucial evidence investigators needed. That's a quick tour of a fascinating true crime mystery. Approach. At 2:19 p.m., the suspect reaches Daniel by his car. A brief, silent exchange happens, captured only on video. This interaction seems calm, giving no hint of the violence to come. Next, the attack. Suddenly, the suspect pulls out a weapon. This is the moment everything changes. The suddenness of the action suggests a premeditated plan, rather than a random dispute. Then, there's the chaos. Panic erupts as people start running for safety. The blare of car horns adds to the pandemonium, creating a frantic and terrifying scene for all witnesses. The escape is another key element. The attacker flees on foot, quickly disappearing into a side street. This rapid exit shows a clear intent to avoid being caught immediately after the incident. Finally, the aftermath. Daniel collapses beside his car, the tragic result of this swift and brutal assault. That's a quick tour of a critical incident. Nearby cameras capture him running through narrow alleys. With swift movements, he removes his jacket, a quick attempt to change his appearance and blend into the city's shadows. Next, a moment of confusion. He disappears behind a row of apartments, and for a tense moment, the police lose track. The digital trail goes cold, but only temporarily. The city's eyes are always watching. Then, the critical clue. One high-angle camera positioned perfectly captures his face for just a split second. This single, fleeting frame becomes the key piece of evidence in the entire investigation. Finally, the hunt is on. There's no escape from the network of cameras that blanket the modern world. With his face identified, the real pursuit begins, turning the city into an inescapable maze. That's a quick look at how technology turns the tide in a modern manhunt. These methodical investigators cordoned off the entire area. Just like a T-Rex marking its territory, they secured the scene, ensuring no evidence could be disturbed. Next, the camera collection. Over 40 cameras were gathered, like a stegosaurus gathering foliage. They came from shops, traffic lights, and apartments, each one a potential plate in the dinosaur-sized puzzle. Then, there's the timeline. Investigators stitched the footage together, revealing the suspect's movements. Like a pack of velociraptors, this was a planned attack, waiting for the perfect moment to strike when Daniel was alone. The motive is another iconic piece. Why Daniel? Digging deep like a brachiosaurus reaching for high leaves, they unearthed a recent legal dispute, a fossil record of conflict. Finally, the suspect. This predator, like a triceratops with its formidable horns, had a clear reason to target our victim. The dispute provided the crucial link. That's a quick tour of this remarkable investigation. This former business partner of the victim, Daniel, is our main person of interest. Financial disagreements reportedly soured their relationship, leading to heated arguments. Next, the threats. Eyewitnesses claim that during these arguments, serious threats were made by Mark. This escalates a simple dispute into something much more sinister. Then, there's the CCTV footage. A still frame from a nearby camera shows a figure with a striking resemblance to Mark's photo, placing him near the scene. The evidence is mounting. While the resemblance is strong, concrete proof is still needed to officially link him to the crime. This is a crucial step in the investigation. Finally, Mark has disappeared. He is nowhere to be found, and his sudden vanishing act has triggered a massive manhunt. That's a quick tour of our prime suspect in the case. The colossal operation covered every corner of the urban jungle. With its massive scope and relentless pursuit, it could easily zero in on a single target. Spanning the entire metropolis, it was a true hunt of the modern era. Next, airports and borders are alerted. Recognized by their heightened security and strict checks, these gateways were sealed tight. Those checkpoints might have been used to prevent escape or funnel the suspect. Then, there's the news coverage. Don't be fooled by its repetitive nature. These quick-playing citywide broadcasts were extremely effective and far-reaching. They had CCTV footage on a loop, perfect for jogging public memory. A crucial tip comes in. This gigantic lead from a gas station worker had a nervous subject at its center, allowing authorities to pinpoint the location. It could weigh heavily on the investigation, making it one of the biggest breaks yet. Finally, the capture. With its swift response and a team on the outskirts, the police made their move. These features were likely key to a successful and dramatic conclusion. That's a quick tour of a remarkable citywide manhunt. He was arrested at a motel, attempting to change his appearance by shaving his beard and switching clothes. He was clearly preparing to flee the town. Next, the surveillance footage. The motel's cameras caught his every move. Investigators had a crystal clear record of his actions, from his arrival to his attempted disguise. Then there's the interrogation. Detectives presented Lewis with the step-by-step footage, showing his movements, his clothes, and a clear shot of his face. The evidence was simply overwhelming. The confession is another crucial piece. Faced with undeniable proof, Lewis finally admitted to the crime. His motive was revenge, stemming from a significant financial loss he blamed on the victim. Finally, the resolution. With a full confession backed by irrefutable evidence, justice for the victim is now on its way. That's a quick tour of how this compelling case was closed. This case dragged on for months, keeping the public on the edge of their seats. The outcome, however, seemed obvious to many from the start. Next, the key evidence. The strongest piece presented in court was indisputable CCTV footage. This silent witness captured the critical moments, leaving no room for doubt. Mark Lewis was ultimately sentenced to life in prison. Then, there's the aftermath. Daniel's grieving family spoke publicly for the first time. They stated that while the video was incredibly painful to watch, it was the very thing that ensured justice was served for their loved one. This case is a stark reminder. Security cameras do far more than just record daily life. They catch killers in the act. Finally, the lesson learned. Every recorded moment matters because justice can't hide from the unblinking eye of the camera. That's a quick look at a case where technology brought justice,